All right. Succession, I should say, is at hand in the Soros family. According to the Wall Street Journal, George Soros is handing over the reins of his $25 billion empire to his 37-year-old son, Alexander Soros. Alex says he's even more political than his father. Joining us now with more is Yahoo Finance's Rick Newman. So, Rick, what is the big picture here?
George Soros is a gigantic heavyweight Democratic donor. He's 92 years old, so people may feel like he's faded from the scene. I looked up his recent donations. He has not faded from the scene at all. During the last election cycle, 2021 and 22, he donated $175 million that basically went into his own super PAC, and then the super PAC distributes the money to almost entirely Democratic politicians or the campaigns on behalf of those politicians. So he's a huge figure in Democratic politics. Conservatives, of course, vilify him all the time, but they probably do that for good reason because he backs tons of Democratic campaigns and has a pretty good success record over the years.
So, Rick, now that Alex Soros is in charge, is at the helm, what does it mean just in terms of the causes that he says he is going to support? Because two of the things that he outlined in this journal was he was going to focus on voting rights and abortion rights.
Just break down the George Soros empire, if you will. So there are many components to this. One of them is his investing fund, and then there's the Open Source Foundation, which is basically a nonprofit and a humanitarian organization. Then there is the super PAC called Democratic PAC, and I think he's a Democracy PAC. Sorry, and I think the one operating now is called Democracy PAC 2. So there's a lot of different stuff in there, and there are many people involved in all of these things. The one we're really focusing on politically is that super PAC. And Alex Soros says he's a little more political than his father. Who knows what that means? He did use one example. He says he's been a big fan of Bill Maher since he's been in college. Alex, by the way, only 37 years old, kind of like one of those kids on Succession, which we were talking so much about during the last couple of weeks. Made me think I can't figure out if he's Kendall Roy or Roman Roy, but he has the lifestyle. Sure. But he made a distinction saying he doesn't care so much about policing speech on campus. Maybe he is a little more freewheeling than some of the super liberal Democrats, but I'm not sure that's going to make a difference in where these campaign dollars go because he's going to be backing Democrats across the board. And he said one of the biggest one of his biggest priorities is making sure Donald Trump, who we were just talking about with Nick Ackerman, does not get elected in 2024. So the Soros money is going to stay in the game.
We'll see what Alex does with it. All right, Rick Newman, great to have you. Thanks so much for joining.
Bye, guys.